Okay.
Right, so normal introduction, which consists of me multiple times failing to do the introduction, you mocking me, and then me eventually being able to do it and pretending nothing happened. Sorry.
You fucking liar.
You're just so punchable.
Meh.
Metronome's on. I know it makes no difference, but it's still on, and it's annoying me.
I haven't had a shave.
Okay. Are you ready to begin?
I believe so.
Hello Internet, I am Fireball.
And I am the Orbiter.
And welcome to an unexpected announcement.
It's not a new series.
Surprise attack.
Surprise attack?
Yeah, well, it's like coming at you, then you didn't expect it.
Oh.
Whatever.
Okay.
This video is like a ninja.
Except you can hear it.
Shut up. Don't actually, because I need you to be with me on this video.
Oh, he needs me. Come on then.
No, you're just a co-host of our things. Anyway, right. What this is about is basically we're changing our schedule up. Do you say schedule or schedule?
Me. I say schedule. But...
I say schedule, but I know the British version is meant to be schedule.
Yeah, but it's like controversy. I say controversy. Some people say controversy.
I say controversy.
Should we do the announcement?
It's a controversial subject.
In the interest of sanity, we're changing things up.
Yeah, I was quite reluctant to do this over the last few days. I mean, you probably noticed there's been late uploads and stuff. Over the last few days, we've been in negotiations with one another.
Discussion.
Not just on the channel, with other emotional shit, because it's all kind of tied together, I guess, because it's us. But yeah, so basically it got to the point where either we change things or we stop the channel completely, and that would probably be quite drastic, and we don't need to do that, and neither of us want to do that. So whilst this is an unfortunate change that we have to make, just realistically it's the only way for the channel to go on and for us to achieve some modicum of sanity.
Basically, I need to get some fucking work done.
Yeah, so basically the workload is too much. It's difficult when you got jobs and stuff. Well, I've got school and I'm doing exams right now. So
reality sucks.
Give me a break. And he's been procrastinating with this on many things for the last year or so.
Yeah.
So that's just really catching up to him, and has been for a while. So now things really need to change. We've had quite a lot of falling outs in the past about this, particularly around October time and November time. I think was particularly bad because
there was a lot of pressure at that time with money and stuff. So
we've just been on a big holiday, which cost a lot of money.
But we've come up with a solution which we think is effective.
It's a little bit odd, but it makes sense, I guess. I've got a bullet point script here for us so that we don't wander too far off track. We're doing great. Yeah. So the other reasons why we're making the change is because I think, I mean, whilst it would be a stretch for me, I could probably take over editing full stop. But the actual issue is the publishing frequency, because that's such a lengthy process to do with, you need to get the rendering done, and then, especially if you're on the Shadow, you need to split that and then upload all the stuff from Google Drive, and then you need to sync it up, and then the actual editing part, which takes 3 to 4 hours. And then you've got Do you render the video afterwards?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you got the uploading part and all the descriptions and shit.
Various bouncing the audio between different applications to get it optimized and
then
stuff as well.
promoting it on various social media whatchamacallits.
Yeah.
So that's just too much. So it's really getting the publishing frequency down, because basically that takes the MacBook out for quite a long time, and we only have one of those. That's what we record most of our stuff on.
Yeah, it's the expensive computing equipment that we have, which I originally bought for doing music production stuff. And those of you who have been following my new podcast, Better Call Paul, will know from the latest episode that I'm planning on getting back on that. So I kind of need it at times when it's not thinking.
Yeah, because it's not just like pure work time, because it's just time that the MacBook is kind of useless, because it's going to be really slow.
Well, you literally can't do anything while it's rendering the video because it tends to fail at the render then. And which is why in the distant past you might remember occasionally there was a video that went up that just had like a blank screen for like half of it because I'd been trying to do something else at the same time. So
I didn't notice that myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically it needs to be somewhat free for music production and other professional shit, because it's a professional computer. And whilst this is kind of turned into a job that, I mean, at least we kind of enjoy, although the main reason for this is that you said that it's feeling a lot more like work than it really should for something that doesn't make money.
Yeah. I think since we've come to this agreement as well, I've been enjoying more the little bits that we have done. Well, we've only really done one thing, haven't we? But so I'm feeling less pressure. So anyway, so what that's going to mean is...
I say roughly, but pretty much halving our output, apart from like the specials on holidays and etc. and announcements like this, if there are any more. I should say this is potentially temporary. I don't know. We really don't know what the future of the channel is going to be. This is like the emergency push now to stop things from exploding button. But it will be continuing like for the foreseeable future, as far as we know, probably for at least the next year. We don't know if this starts to actually make money, then it might be more feasible to spend more time on it, but we'll see. The future is always uncertain with this type of thing. But I would hope at some point we can return to our normal schedule that we were previously doing, but we don't know if we'll ever or what's going to happen, because we're not psychics and nobody is, because they're lying.
Get on with it.
Anyway, basically, so this is going to mean with us halving our output, we're going to have a week on, week off thing. Basically, so 1 week we'll be recording and the next week we'll be doing our releasing stuff. So the next week, the week that this is being released in is an off week. So we can take time to adjust and make adjustments to like our schedule and stuff, so that it makes sense for the next week when we'll begin on this new schedule. So we'll have the same release days, Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, except so the series will still alternate, which means that you'll basically be getting one of each series a month, except with the podcasts, because we are cancelling the Bollocks Report.
We are.
Well, we're kind of merging parts of it into Breaking Bollocks and just still calling it Breaking Bollocks.
It's kind of going back to the very original format of Breaking Bollocks, isn't it? But with a little bit of tweaking.
Yeah, we're going to maybe put a little bit more effort into the news side rather than just stuff that we've heard and want to get out of the way. I might just like skim over the news before we start rather than putting in a big structured list. It's going to be like an informal look at the start before we get onto the main subject.
Yeah.
And maybe if we've seen a film or something, or TV show. Yeah, a catch up with us, because we don't go into the news of what's happening with us enough. So we have to do announcements like this.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the next bit? Yeah, so especially my current series, Firebolt series, that would take a long time to do if this were to be the thing, because it'd be basically a part per month, which, I'm currently estimating it's going to be over 30 parts, so that's going to take a while. And whatever I do next is probably going to also take a while. So I just going to say, like, I'm going to do 2-hour recording sessions for those now, so that I'm basically putting out the same amount for our series recordings, but
longer episodes, half as often.
Yeah. So sorry if you don't really like that format, but you can just like pause it in the middle of the video.
YouTube keeps your space for you.
Yeah, it's nice like that.
Place.
Unless it does a weird thing where it doesn't, and sometimes it does that, and it's really annoying.
I'm not sure about Twitch, but
no, you don't think it's mainly for live streaming Twitch.
Yeah,
we forget Twitch people a lot, even though they're most of our followers.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get on to getting.
Yeah, I mean, this will also mean that. I didn't really think of this, that you'll actually have some time to get started with live streaming if you want to.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But at least there's no like schedule with that, so.
Yeah.
Next thing is, so even though this will be like 2 more parts now, I guess, because. Oh no, we're still doing episode 4 currently releasing. That's a weird thing to record, because we record like 4 parts at once, which will now be 2 parts at once, as just like recording a whole episode of that game.
This is sounding really complicated.
Yeah, it basically that game's split up into 5 episodes, but we're just going to do 2 episodes instead, 2 parts each episode rather than 4 parts. So that'll now be an 18-part series, I think. No, I don't know. We'll find out. The one-off recordings like Dad vs. World and Firebolt Reviews, I think for Firebolt Reviews, sometimes the stuff that I think I could probably talk for longer about if I didn't have like a 1 hour sort of rough workaround thing, but then I usually go up to like 1.5 hours anyway, so I'll probably end up recording for longer. With Dad vs. World, I don't know, we're probably going to aim at around 1.5 hours instead of 1 hour.
Yeah,
for
but
recording.
That doesn't make it out. Well, actually, if anyone's on Patreon, if we do get any Patreons, then you'll get the whole shebang of that. So,
Okay, and Better Call Paul, your podcast. Have you talked about this?
Yes, the latest episode has gone out, and I have put. There's a slight change in format for that. I'm going to be trying to put a piece of my original music that I shall hopefully be having the time to do now on each episode, and that will be the title of the episode, and it will just be fortnightly.
On, you said either a Sunday or Monday. Yeah,
that runs, like the musician's diary part of it runs from a Sunday to a Saturday. So as soon as I finish on the Saturday, if I'm not busy on the Sunday, it'll go out on the Sunday. If not, it'll probably be the Monday, but it'll be on a Sunday or a Monday fortnightly.
Yeah, so roughly fortnightly as much as possible. So as we were saying, Patreon content, which should we just run down what that is if people have forgotten?
Yeah, it's just the uncut videos and uncut recordings. Basically, it's unedited and out early.
Different tiers.
Oh, that's the other thing. Breaking Bollocks is going to be recorded a lot closer to its release date, so that the news is more relevant.
Okay, yeah. So, Yeah, there's several tiers to it. Is the first tier still available, or did you stop doing that?
I can't remember.
Do you want to look it up?
I could do. You'll have to keep talking to the people, though.
Bloody blah 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 blah. Okay, well, there's other stuff that I can talk about.
Yeah, you carry on and I'll look it up.
Oh, we last night, in terms of when we were recording this, guested on a. Actually, this will actually already be out. This podcast, that I'm talking about now. We guested on. Is it?
Pop After Dark.
Yeah. Of our second part to a review of Avengers Endgame. So spoilers beware, but we were on that because we went to midnight premiere because we're spontaneous. Yeah, so we were on that, and we'll probably be guesting more on other podcasts, partly because we have time to, but also partly because we're now part of... mainly because we're now part of...
That was really good fun. And in line with that, we're probably going to be having more guests on Breaking Bollocks.
Yeah.
We've had Pate on a couple of times already. And we have had interest from other people on the After Dark Network to join us on other episodes. So that could be going places.
Are you okay?
I think so.
Yeah,
go have a listen to it's just starting up, what is it, Kevin Smith View Askew Review or something. What is it called? I should look it up.
I don't know.
Anyway, After Dark Network thing, Craig and Paul and P-Dubs are doing a review thing, and they asked me to do a bit of music for them, which I did.
With quotes from Kevin Smith. Is Kevin Smith an actor?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think he's got like TV stuff and whatever. He was kind of a comedian. Edgy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Stan Lee was in one of his films. That's why he was sat reading the Mallrats script.
Yeah,
on
in
the
Captain
bus.
Marvel.
Oh, spoiler.
It's not that much.
Oh no, it's Captain Marvel, isn't it? That's alright. It's Endgame I'm worried about.
It's a cameo spoiler.
Yeah.
Kind of. But yeah, that felt weirdly sort of... It looked like it said Mallards, and he was like reading a comic, and I was like, "What? Why is
It's
this is a weird
script.
moment?"
He was learning his lines.
And it's a reference to the fact that it's the 90s, and that
when he was down on his luck, and Marvel wasn't a massive thing.
Yeah, they went through all sorts of deals to try and get that back, and now they're sort of paying for it, but they sort of did a last ditch effort with
I'm trying to find the benefits of the Patreon things. Let's have a look. Okay. So we've got Breaking Dad fans at $2 or more per month get private access to full unedited raw video footage recordings as soon as they are recorded. And our Breaking Dad groupies tier is $5 a month. As well as that, you get a monthly private video, which is Bob.
Basically, usually us playing a game in a more relaxed setting, being a bit drunken.
And for $10 or more a month, in addition to all the previous rewards, you'll be entitled to selected guest contributor appearances on Breaking Bollocks episodes. So even if you're not in the After Dark Network, you'll be able to join us for a chatty.
Is that after 3 payments or just the one?
Just say just after one. I haven't really specified. It's because it used to be just one appearance, but we haven't had any patrons, so nobody loves us.
So basically, that means if you're not Pate or someone from the After Dark Network, you can pay $10 or the pound equivalent, which is probably, I don't know.
It's changing all the time.
Yeah. You can find out what things are. I don't know. Yeah, you can guest on the podcast. Stop looking at your social medias. We're doing a video. Look at it like afterwards.
Okay. All right. There's Nick distracting me on Messenger. Okay, right, where are we up to?
So hopefully, I mean, this still, I'm going to say, is regrettable that we have to do this, but hopefully...
Not for me.
Well, it's
less stress.
It's regrettable that we got to the situation in the first place.
Yeah.
by doing this, and that we can't continue without the benefits.
But that, for those people who know us from our output, will know is part of just who we are. We're obsessive people, and we just don't know when to stop until it's killing us.
So hopefully this will reduce stress. I mean, if it doesn't, then you'll probably just explode or something.
So
I mean, at least that'll get a lot of views.
So I'm going to put this chat that we're having with you, this announcement, out as video on. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Breaking Bollocks will be returning to a video format on YouTube.
Yes,
we've just had a logo up for the last few episodes because that's been extra work doing
a
the
lot
video
of the things that we've been doing to reduce the work on our usual schedule might be returning.
Yeah, so you get to look at our beautiful faces.
Oh, shame on you. Not shame on you. Shame for you.
And by the way, if anybody is taking part, that it's entirely up to you whether or not you want to video Skype into the
as long as you don't try and moon.
Oh no, that's required. Especially if your name's Craig.
Okay. Yeah, so hopefully with this, like, we're adding the video, but also just generally, hopefully we're happier, we'll be funnier. That's the hope.
One can hope.
Or just we'll have more energy to do recordings with. And yeah, zany shit. That anniversary video is really good.
Which one's that? The cake baking. We should do that again sometime.
Yeah, we're doing it each year.
Excellent.
It's a tradition.
Excellent.
Okay.
See, I've already got more enthusiasm. So this is going out as video on YouTube and Twitch, this announcement, and on each. I don't think I'll put it on the Better Call Paul channel podcast because I've already kind of introduced the new schedule for that. But it will be the last. I don't think I really need to put it on Breaking Bollocks feed either, do I? Because that's just going to continue as it was before in schedule.
Probably just like mention it on there.
Mention it in the next episode, or
probably just put it in there.
All right, I'll stick it on as a bonus special announcement episode but it'll be the last in our Bollocks Report feed, won't it?
Well, that's providing. I mean, we did say when we introduced that at New Year's that the future with that was uncertain. We were just going to try it out. It's made 8 episodes, and they're all right episodes, although we did argue a lot. We
did, yes. But then the news does that to people, doesn't it?
But if you it might return, like I'm saying, like the old schedule, if this does start to make money, because that's just sort of a requirement for it to be as worthwhile to put as much effort into.
So if you have for any reason been following the Bollocks Report but not Breaking Bollocks or Better Call Paul or the other stuff, then feel free to carry on your acquaintance with us by subscribing to our other feeds. And if you're particularly into current affairs, there is another series on the After Dark Network that you can go to. It's maybe a little more controversial than ours, but Ben has some strident views that he likes to put across on same shit, different day.
The one from episode 6.
Eh?
The one from episode 6.
Oh, yeah, 6. Yeah, the long one. That episode, yeah. Disabled XYZ, or no, YTC. I can't remember what it is. Sorry, Ben. But yeah, go subscribe to his if you want some controversial news items. Right, and we've got a little list here of what we're going to talk about, and you've finished it off with farewell, etc., and other bollocks because you're a bellend.
Yeah, well, we always have like extra stuff at the end or the beginning because you're just being a bellend to me.
No, you're a bellend.
You are a bellend, though.
No, you're a bellend.
For fuck's sake. I've been Firebolt.
You've been a bellend.
Fuck you. You've been the Orbiter. And this has been an unexpected but necessary announcement.
Bellend.
Prick. Knobgoblin.
I am not.
Cockwaffle.
Just behave.
Cunt muffin.